Hey, Steven.
Hey, man.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Steve?
Not much. Hold on, let me get speaker on.
All right.
No problem.
All right, sweet.
Cool.
So who are we speaking with today?
So, you got me, Steven,
Peter.
Yeah.
And I'm Jake.
Okay,
and we got a fourth, but he's
taking a shit?
Yeah.
Probably.
Of course.
We just had Taco Bell, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
That's
What
like
a bad-
immediate shit.
Yeah, what a bad decision.
Yeah.
So you'll probably have us all going in and out this whole time, rotating.
When I go to Taco Bell, you immediately have to go home. You can't go anywhere else.
Nope.
Yeah, those are the rules.
Was there like no Chipotle or anything else by you?
There is a Chipotle, but there's just way more Taco Bells. There's like one Chipotle within like an hour radius of everything.
Oh, Jesus. Wow.
Yeah, we're in the mountains.
Yeah, in, where was it, Blacksburg, Virginia?
Yeah.
Okay, wow. So where is that near? Is that near Williamsburg or?
It's on the southwestern side. So the main draw here is Virginia Tech,
Okay.
which actually 3 of us graduated from. But yeah, it's on the southwestern part of the state. From Williamsburg, it's like 4 hours.
Jesus Christ.
We're closer to Charlotte, North Carolina than any city in Virginia.
Which is kind of funny, but
It is. It was. I mean, Virginia is a huge state, though. Like it's kind of crazy. The different parts we're so far from other parts of Virginia. Like we play in Virginia Beach a bunch, but it's like a 6-hour drive.
oh my God.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
People don't realize how big this state is.
Culturally, it's completely different too. Like people from the eastern side of Virginia, I don't think they fully get us. Like anytime we go over there, it's just such a culture shock for them and us. It's really cool.
Well, what's so different about the cultures?
The way we talk, the way they talk.
Mhm.
They all live on military bases and shoot fruity vape in our faces, and we spit dip in their faces and talk about our gardens and drink moonshine. That's a lot exaggerated, but
So more the redneck side. All right. Well, yeah, it's actually the same with New Jersey. Even though you could get through the whole state in about 3 hours, there's such a difference between North Jersey and South Jersey, which you came up with Virginia. I think North Jersey is more of like the eastern side, and like the South New Jersey is more like the western side, where you guys are from in Virginia. Like this is just going off of what you just told me.
Yeah, like everyone where I live. Well, not everybody, but most of them, they drive like lifted trucks, listen to country music, and play in the mud. So it's basically, they want to be Southerners. It's basically what it comes down to.
Yeah, I would not have pictured that in New Jersey. We actually have a lot of people from New Jersey go to Virginia Tech. It's actually pretty crazy the amount of people from New Jersey you meet down here.
Really? Wow. And we're nothing like the stereotypes, right?
No, so far so good.
yeah.
But I will say I used to live in Maryland for a while, and a lot of my friends go to Towson University, and all the New Jersey stereotypes go to Towson University.
Really? Is that like a big Guido school, or?
Yeah, I don't know how that happened because it's like in Baltimore, but everyone I met there from New Jersey is exactly what the horror stories you hear from New Jersey.
Or when you see on Jersey Shore.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, my mom is actually from New Jersey, so I got accustomed to all the sides of it.
All right, so you have a little bit of Jersey in you. Where was she from? If you remember.
I always forget the name. She's from North Jersey, though.
Oh, great. The part that we're from that we know very well. If you would have said South Jersey, I'd be like, all right, yeah, whatever. But
Yeah. It kills me. I always forget the name of it. But, yeah, she's from North Jersey. She went to Fairleigh Dickinson.
FTU.
Yeah, that's
of
really
course.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah. What city is that in?
There's one in Madison. Teaneck.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't any of those. But she lived close there. I can't remember exactly. But
Paramus?
I think we're just going to be in a whole guessing game for the next hour.
It's probably not. We're probably not
I
going to hit
play
it.
the game with everyone I meet from New Jersey because I can't remember it like a dumbass. But one day I'll get her to remind me, but I feel so bad asking 1,000 times.
As soon as you hang up from this, you're gonna be like, "Oh, that's where it was."
Oh yeah, Kenilworth. Yeah, it's right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, so funny you guys mentioned that you were actually closer to Charlotte than basically Virginia Beach, because you actually won the Warped Tour slot in Charlotte.
Yeah.
That we did.
And did you win it off of that Ernie Ball Battle of the Bands website, or?
Yep, that was it. I think it's called Play Warp Tour this year. But yeah, we're just as surprised as everyone else. We got it just based on the fact that we did absolutely nothing with that profile. We basically renewed it, and then we drank some beer and then got an email that we're playing.
Wow.
But, yeah.
Yeah,
But that happened last year to us too. We played the Charlotte date there, and did the same thing. But years prior to that, we had worked our asses off, like promoting that, getting up to one of the top bands on the site, and actually.
Oh, I think did we lose you guys?
That's awesome.
Sorry, it actually just cut out. We couldn't hear a thing.
Oh.
All we heard was you guys were promoting.
Oh yeah. So we've entered the Warped Tour competition like every year, but the first 3 years as a band, we pushed really hard, got it one year, actually like our first year in existence, and then after that we tried really, really hard, made it to like one of the top bands on the site, but didn't win. So we just kind of were like, you know what, we're not gonna push it that hard. We'll renew it, maybe throw out a hey, we're doing this, but not really promote it as hard as we used to. And now we're 2 for 2 doing it that way. So
yeah, maybe we've just been around so long that somebody at Ernie Ball recognizes our name or saw us play one previous year, but we're definitely really surprised that we're doing it.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, I guess that's what you get for promoting and working your asses off. I mean,
Yeah, because as far as the Warped Tour thing goes, we didn't do that at all. But as far as being a band and traveling and building up our names, we work our asses off with that. So I guess it goes to show that goes a little further than pushing just the one thing.
Yeah, I hear you there. I mean, I think this is the year where you have to actively seek out Kevin Lyman and just go, all right, what the fuck? We played this for like the last 4 or 5 years. Put us on for more than one date.
Yeah. It's a pretty cool thing that it's the main stage and it's just like one band. So we're really excited about that. We're really interested to see how the format goes, though. We're thinking we're just gonna be like the sound check band up there at like 10:30. If you're at the gates and can hear us, like awesome. But we're interested to see how it goes. It's definitely really exciting because the other years when we've done it, you're just on this small little Battle of the Band stage with a bunch of local bands, which generally we've known the other bands are playing with, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely gonna be a whole different experience than even what that was.
Yeah, that, and as you said, you're on the main stage this year, so a lot of people are just going to be like beelining right to that stage because there are so many awesome acts playing that day that they're, I don't want to say forced to see you guys, but you're going to be playing while they're going to be standing waiting for a band, and I'm sure at least 75% of the audience will enjoy what they hear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the hope. That's why we're just really interested to see how it goes. I think Warped Tour started today.
Yeah, I think it was up in Alaska today, and I think it officially starts Dallas on Friday, I think.
Yeah, so I guess we won't really know what the deal is until then, and we stalk that first band and see how it went. Mm-hmm. But we're really excited about it, though. We're still trying to plan how to do everything because we were just not expecting that at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great. Obviously there's a lot of huge bands on Warped Tour. So even if you're just playing for one date, that's definitely a good accomplishment.
Yeah. And we've had fun every other year. It's cool just, one, being able to go to Warped Tour for free because we're...
Exactly.
pretty broke as a band, so that's already pretty cool in itself. But
Which
then
local
they-
band isn't broke?
That's true.
Yeah, exactly. So,
If you could see our surroundings right now.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Fuck that. If you could see our surroundings right now.
I guess it's a good thing this isn't on video.
Yes.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, podcasting does not make us rich.
Oh,
And
what a surprise.
whoever's listening, we need donations.
Yes, please.
Behind the Barricade and
Pyro,
Pyro, Ohio.
Yes.
We need more Taco Bell.
Yes.
No, you
no,
don't.
Chipotle, or
Yes.
Moe's.
Ew.
Yeah, is there a Moe's down there, or is it just a northern thing? I'm not too sure.
A Moe's?
Moe's Southwest Grill?
Yeah, we actually do, really
Okay.
randomly. I had never actually heard of it before until I moved here. So that's kind of interesting to hear. It's a northern thing.
Yeah, it's pretty big around here.
Yeah, I didn't know about it.
Wait, there was a recent article that actually said that they overcame like Chipotle or Taco Bell as like the most popular like Mexican fast food chain.
Really?
I think I just saw something. Yeah.
Interesting.
Weird.
I'm actually not a big fan of Moe's. I'm definitely Chipotle over Moe's, and they're right across the street from each other, so it makes it a big
rivalry.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. And then Taco Bell's right down the street, but Taco Bell just kind of does its own thing.
Yeah.
Like Taco Bell used to be really good in like the late 90s. Like where they when they started first popping up.
The Taco
And-
Bell commercials.
Oh yeah, with the
The
little
dog.
Chihuahua. Yeah.
Yeah.
No quiero Taco Bell. Yeah, I remember that shit. That was good. I mean, like, what happened between the late 90s and now? Well, I mean, don't answer that. We'd be here all day. But I mean, within Taco Bell.
Yeah, I don't know, because I remember the first time I had Taco Bell was actually one of the best like days of my life. It was pretty. It's funny. But yeah, I remember it tasting a lot better. Like I guess they used even more reel of meat then.
Yeah, even more processed shit. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I don't know, does Taco Bell still do the band sponsorships?
Yes,
Okay.
actually, band we know of in DC actually just got on their Feed the Beat thing, and I think I saw Beartooth is on there too. That was one of the bigger names I recognized.
Yeah. Now that whole story with what Caleb has accomplished, and he's only like 23 years old, it's literally mind blowing.
Yeah, it kind of pisses me off.
All right, now what is the story about? That's Beartooth?
Yeah, real quick. I think he started off as the keyboard player of Attack Attack when he was like 13 or 14 years old. Then he went, and then I think he was the main screamer, I want to say. Then once Attack Attack broke up, he started like this Beartooth band, which is just him. He's the one going in the studio. He does like all the writing of the songs, and he has hired musicians with him, like on tour and stuff like that. And now they're becoming just as big a name as Attack Attack was. So essentially, he's had 2 careers, and he's not even 25 years old yet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So how does someone do that though? Like,
Luck.
you know, no, I'm saying like I'm not saying that, you know, getting from one popular band to another, being someone that writes all the stuff, getting hired musicians and being like popular. Is it just because he was in Attack Attack, or is he just that amazing that he was able to just do it?
I think it would be 60-40. Like 60% he was in Attack Attack, so he already has the name brand, and 40% it's actually really good music. So I mean, like, look, name power can only get you so far, and if you don't have the music to back you up, you're just not going to go anywhere. But Caleb's got it down.
He had the resume and the experience for that job, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Interviewing him,
He looks good on paper, but you know he looks good on stage too. He's a good looking dude.
So maybe that's why. But I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. After I was talking to John about this before we started recording about your music. I mean, I was saying, this is. I was listening to your stuff, watching the video. I'm like, this is why bands aren't, local bands aren't signed more often. I'm like, this music sounds pretty legit. I'm like, and I just see it being more popular nowadays, where it's like all these local bands that are trying to make it, they're sounding legit. It's maybe it's like just more hard, difficult today to get signed because everyone's doing it, or it's just becoming more closer to studio quality.
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of a lot of things.
Mhm,
It's
definitely.
definitely a lot easier to come across really good quality sound now
Mhm.
because anyone can get a hold of just like Pro Tools and mess with it for a little while and make you sound amazing. I mean, I've seen people who literally just mess around with that for a while and get really good. Whereas when I was in a band in high school, you'd go to your friend's house and he'd set up a mic and you'd try to knock something out, and it's just not. It's just grown so much since then. Just how easy it is to come across good software, good equipment to get good recordings.
Yeah, I mean, even if you know what you're doing and you don't have that, expensive of equipment, you can still make it sound pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. And I think you're right. I think that's part of. I guess the problem is that everyone sounds pretty legit. You can make a bad band sound really good. Which I mean, I think that's where it comes down to your live show a lot. Which that's the hardest part is you need to get people out to your live show, and that's really hard to do when no one really knows you in other areas, And then you just gotta hope the right person hears your stuff and sees you and wants you to take it to that next level.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and the funny part was I was talking to Dan about this the other day, and his band is currently in label talk. I'll leave it as briefly as that. But apparently his management told him that labels don't even look at your band unless you have a certain amount of like Facebook likes, Twitter followers, and stuff like that, which I really think is 100% bullshit because are you guys aware of the 10% rule on Facebook?
No, I don't think so.
Well, Facebook decided to limit you to 10% of your followers. So if you just post right now, hi, and it looks like you guys have about 9,070 followers, only 907 people will see that.
On average, I guess.
Yeah, I think we knew some to that extent. I don't think
Just
I've heard
limiting reach for pages. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard it called the 10% rule, but yeah, we kind of knew about that. You can tell too, like it tells you your posts and how popular they are, and I mean, they limit certain things like pictures always do better, videos do awful, really.
Unless it's a Facebook video, yeah.
Yeah, if you link a video, it doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, this is the thing I believe doesn't make sense because wouldn't you want, if you're Facebook, wouldn't you want someone's 9,000 followers? Wouldn't you want all of them being able to see their post? Because I mean, wouldn't that keep them using it?
Well, it's a tool for Facebook to be able to charge.
Exactly.
Pages.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Because it costs so much now to advertise on Facebook just to reach all the people who liked your page.
Yeah, I mean, and there's also popular videos out there that show that what you're paying for on Facebook doesn't get you legit followers. It's like click farms from India. So you're not even paying. If I was paying for good advertisement, not extra people that would actually comment and post on your shit would see it. I would pay for that, but it doesn't work.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why we stick to Twitter with the podcast. Like, I mean, Facebook, I think we have almost 300 likes on Facebook, but we never really post there. But on Twitter, we post like every day, multiple times a day. Here, this about that, about this, about that, and we've grown up to like over 36,000 people looking at what we do.
That's awesome.
Nice.
And the sick part is, if I write hi and tweet it out, 36,000 people will see that tweet.
Yeah, we found Twitter to be a lot more productive too. Just it's easier to like you said, get people to check you out on there and to actually see what you're posting. And it's kind of correlated with Facebook a little too. When we started stepping up our Twitter activity, it kind of moved over to Facebook as well. But Twitter definitely has been our better resource.
Yeah, and you guys have quite a following on Twitter, right? Aren't you 30-something thousand, I think, off the top of my head?
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, we've been working at that pretty hard for a while because you actually can follow people and they'll follow you back and stuff. Where on Facebook you don't really get anything like that, where you can go basically say, hey, check us out. You know, if someone sees you follow them, they'll be like, oh, I'll check this band out maybe. Where on Facebook, you're just kind of sitting there hoping people find you some way, somehow. You can't really be proactive about it.
Yeah, exactly.
To be honest, I don't think I've gotten, like, I would say 10 Facebook requests in like the past year or so. And in Twitter, it's like almost every couple of days you're getting someone that follows you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, maybe it's because everyone from my class I'm friends with on Facebook, and it's just how Facebook works. But I mean, Twitter, it's random people, so I guess I just proved myself wrong.
Yeah, and the problem with Facebook is Facebook has such a significant audience that you can't tap into.
No.
But,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Well, Facebook, if you're listening, change your shit.
Yeah, what the fuck, Zuckerberg? Let's go. Yeah, like he's listening to this shit. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I'd laugh if he tweets us.
I heard what you said on your latest podcast. I do not agree with it. And I think that would be the last podcast because I think he might be a part of some Illuminati shit.
Most likely.
Shut us down.
I'd be kind of scared if that happened, honestly.
Mark, we love you. Keep it up with Facebook.
Doing a great job.
You're doing wonderful, wonderful things.
So let's get into your band a little bit. Like I've heard a few songs and I've heard like so many influences. I heard a little bit of A Day to Remember. I heard A Skylit Drive. I heard old school Our Last Night with the screaming. And one thing that really shocked me about your band is that the screaming and singing is done by one person instead of, a lead singer and like a guitar player.
Yeah, well, thanks.
You got it, Pete.
Yeah, I mean, as far as influences go, we're all across the board. Me personally, I'm really pop punk influenced. Like Blink-182 is my number one influence, and I mean, everyone can kind of speak for themselves, but I mean, we got metal influences. Steven's more into other alternative.
Yeah, alternative stuff. Yeah.
So like the indie type of deal?
What was that?
So like indie rock type of deal? Like when you talk about alternative, or are you talking about like I can't think of a band off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Like some of my influences when I was younger is like Incubus and Tool and that kind of.
Okay. All right. So yeah.
Good music.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So that not really like the mainstream type of deal, but they do have some songs that appeal to the mainstream. So
Yes.
you have like Incubus, probably like Deftones you could throw in there, Tool, stuff like that. All right.
Yeah, everyone in the band has different influences though, and that makes it hard to write stuff sometimes. But I think the end product
I
makes
think
it
we're like
better.
a melting pot when it comes to our music, but we all meet in the middle with like different bands. Like we all
Yeah.
like post-hardcore music.
Yeah, like
to-
we're all really big on like Silverstein,
Under Oath.
Under Oath, this band Life on Repeat. I don't know if you guys have heard of them. That's actually probably our favorite.
Actually, they're from Virginia, aren't they?
They're from the Eastern Shore of Maryland.
Oh,
Pretty
Maryland. Okay. Because I think I love the band Conditions, and they're from Richmond, and I think
Right.
they brought Life on Repeat out for a few tours, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. But yeah, I mean, collectively, that's probably our favorite band as a whole. But then they called it quits and kind of made us really sad because we thought they were kind of about the sound we were going for. And
And they were going to be like the breakout band type of deal.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, they just had such a unique sound. I thought, like, they had the heaviness. But they also had great, clean vocals, and I thought they had a few songs that I would hear on the radio or something. I thought they could really push the envelope with that, but I guess their record label thought otherwise.
Yeah, I know the type. I mean, going back, Conditions is a perfect example of that too. I mean, they just called it quits not too long ago, and then they just did a random reunion weekend, like I think last week. But
Actually, the guy we recorded this last album with, he knows them pretty well, right? He was in a band with one of them?
Yeah, one of like the singer was.
was it Il Scarlet? I think.
Yeah,
Scarlet.
Scarlet.
Yeah, we recorded with the drummer of Scarlet, Andreas Magnuson.
Okay.
So, yeah, he was kind of telling us about that, how they just have like random reunion tours. It seems like, but because I mean, here in Virginia, they're pretty big, as they should be. They're from Richmond, so yeah. Again, sad to see someone from our sort of neck of the woods around the same sound kind of call it quits before they really, I think, reach their full potential.
Yeah, that the latest album, because I up until the recent interview, I've never even heard of Conditions, so I checked them out, and my girlfriend was like, "Oh, you're really playing this out." Three of the tracks off that album just really hit me, and they just got stuck in my head. I'm like, dude, this stuff is awesome. Like, how could they call quits? You would think that this would be blowing up. It's crazy that obviously this world's so big that music like that could be hidden.
Yeah,
from,
I think the
people.
perfect thing with Conditions is they were right place, wrong time. Like they had the perfect style. They went on like all the great tours. They won like Warped Tour contests like you did. Basically, whatever they put in for, they won. And for whatever reason, like if they would have came out, I want to say maybe today, I think they would have had more of a chance since that type of music is coming back.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like everything's cyclical, like fads, trends, and everything, and it seems like the cycles are getting shorter and shorter. Things are phasing in and out a lot quicker now with just technology and the reach you have.
Yeah. I mean, you have to have a great social media presence. That's basically what it comes down to.
Or a great live show that blows people away, which it's hard because you need the money to kind of front that, nowadays.
Yeah, and then you just need the opportunities, like
exactly.
we tour as much as we can, and we have really good shows and really bad shows. It all depends, because I mean, you just never know going somewhere you've never played before, what it's going to be. But I mean, the reassuring thing is even when it's just like a handful of people, they all tend to really enjoy us, so that's a good sign.
Yeah. So since this is a touring and concert type of podcast, and you just basically said you have good shows and bad shows, does any like one good show or one bad show stick out to you?
Bad show. We have a good amount of bad shows.
Well, we have a show that didn't happen once that was pretty bad. It was the start of a tour, and it wasn't too far away from us. It was in Chattanooga, Tennessee, which is, I don't know what, maybe 4 or 4.5 hours.
Maybe.
Like nothing too bad. And we were on the way there. We were probably about an hour out, and this giant blizzard hit, and our windshield wipers were not cutting it. So we pulled off of the next rest stop, went to a Walmart, got some new wiper blades. As soon as we tried to get back on the road, inches upon inches of snow had accumulated.
Jesus.
Our van just started sliding everywhere. So we made it to the Lowe's across the street, and we're like, oh, well, I guess we're not going to make it to the show. We better call the venue and let them know. So we call the venue, and they are surprised to hear that a show was happening that night.
Mm-hmm.
This was one of our first experiences working with a booking agency.
Wow.
And needless to say, it was a pretty terrible experience. So that was pretty awful.
Now, was that the last time you worked with said booking agency?
Absolutely.
Do you guys call the venues now just to make sure that there's shows before you leave?
Yeah, we do, actually. Because, I mean, you're going out there, you don't want to be stuck somewhere and not have a show to... I mean, we don't make much money at the shows, but, something to get you to the next location. So, yeah, we do call to make sure, because we don't want to get trapped in a blizzard. Though we made the most of that.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, we actually there were some people who came to the parking lot in like their nice cars and started doing donuts and stuff. IHOP and the whole town was there, just like hanging out.
It's like the only place open still. I think.
Yeah, so I mean, we made the most of it. Probably actually turned out being a better time than if we showed up to the venue and they were like, no.
Absolutely. Well, now that you basically told that story. Was there ever a time where you actually got to the venue, played the show, everything went great, and then the promoter decided to bail and basically stiff you for your services?
That's definitely happened before, but I can't think of a specific instance.
Yeah, or not. Maybe not always. They just leave town on us, but we've definitely had promoters promise a set amount. Yeah, I can get you guys $100. That's a long trip, and then at the end of the show, oh, here's $20. That's the best I could do. You don't understand how hard it is to be a promoter, that kind of thing.
Wow.
Yeah, do you know how hard it is to be a fucking band?
Yeah, Jesus.
You actually get to go home while this band has to go to another state, more or less, to play another show.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who just want the pity on themselves, and we're fine with whatever. We're gonna go to the next show. We don't really care that much, but it's nice to have a little bit of gas money.
Yeah, and some food money, because I'm sure you guys are living off of like $5 a day stipends.
Yeah, I mean, we get pretty lucky sometimes. A lot of places will get us like a pizza or something at least. So
Yeah,
which we're all about, but
All about that pizza life.
yeah, we're about the pizza life, but it gets.
we make the most of it too. Though we've always got a grill with us. You've got to set up shop every now and then at the old Walmart and just have yourself a charcoal grilled nice meal together. I think that's how we bond as a band. We, no matter how good or bad the show, pull up at Walmart and do our thing, and all have a family meal before bed in the van, before we sleep in the van, and everybody sleeps with an eye open to make sure we don't get robbed, and it's a nice calm way to end the night as far as tour goes, and just cooking together. If we relied fully on fast food and pizza, I don't think we would have it in us to finish a tour. Like, we would all just feel so bad. Yeah. I think we keep pretty good nutrition as a band compared to some of the bands we've
as
seen.
good as a band.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's tough to do, especially, with tours these days where there's really no funding. We're not talking about like 10, 20 years ago when you were on a label like Drive Thru Records and you were with other like major bands from said label, and you were actually getting money for doing what you're doing. I think it was the band Suck Brickhead. They were from Florida. They were a pop punk band. We interviewed them a couple months ago, and the lead singer said that for the first, I think, week of tour, he had a pile of beef jerky and a pile of power bars that he would just go through.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think he would kill for a pizza.
Do a little bit better than that, but some nights are rougher than others.
Yeah, I wish more people would actually know that, because a lot, like, believe it or not, there's still that stigma of, oh my God, you're a touring band? Oh my God, you must be millionaires. You don't need my money.
Yeah, it's always funny to hear that. Like, oh my God.
Well, I get.
Like, yeah, I'm sleeping in a van. Some sweaty dudes. That's about the extent of it right now, but loving every minute.
Yeah, I guess that's the point of the show, is to just make it aware, make it known. Like, maybe we could build something bigger with music and make it more of an industry, like, the NFL. Well, then again, it is pretty big, but for a select few, bands and pop artists, while everyone else is basically just bottom feeders.
I think we need that big, like, MTV reality show about the true life on the road. I mean, we would volunteer if this came about, around while we're getting drunk in Walmart parking lots in the wintertime, and see the real luxury on the road with Pyro, Ohio, where we're just living it up, man.
Drinking moonshine.
Oh,
making
So we can fall asleep.
yeah, just drinking enough alcohol so that we're warm enough to have the illusion that it's okay to go to sleep, and then passing out.
making chihuahuas.
Yeah.
Yeah, but actually, what podcast was it? I think it was Shane Toll from Silversea. He has his Lead Singer Syndrome podcast, and he had Will from Cartel on, and he started talking about like the MTV Band in a Bubble. I don't know if you guys remember that when Cartel, when Cartel was in the bubble. Apparently, MTV tried to make some sort of drama happen within Cartel when there was none whatsoever, and they had to put a weird spin where the band ended up hating each other afterwards. And when Shane asked Will about it, Will was like, "Yeah, we never really hated each other." So, do you guys really want to be on MTV that much, or?
Maybe not. Maybe MTV2.
Yeah.
Yes.
VH1.
Behind the hits.
I mean, we've kind of missed our window of opportunity on being on like whatever it is, 16 and pregnant or whatever. So
Yeah.
I guess
Well,
the next
26.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, 26 and pregnant doesn't sound that glamorous, guys.
No, it doesn't.
And starting my mortgage.
Yeah. Stable family life. The show. Like,
Oh, God. So I see you guys have a new EP out before the sun sets. How new is it? Was it fairly new or?
So we have something even newer than that. Actually, we just released an LP late last year called Keepsakes.
Keepsakes. Okay.
Yeah, so it's 11 tracks, and we just released a music video from that as well called The Truest Reflection.
Okay, I did see that one, and that sounded like very reminiscent of early Skylit Drive, and I really enjoyed that one.
Sweet.
Where it was done in whose bedroom was that done in?
I was actually at my house up in the hills of Blacksburg, Virginia.
Oh boy, I bet the neighbors loved you that day.
They're actually not that. They're actually semi far apart, so it wasn't too bad. And everyone's out doing farm stuff on a lawnmower, or out shooting their guns or something. So it's really that big a deal.
Holy shit, you guys are really in the sticks.
oh yeah.
Yeah, but I mean they're all great people, which is awesome. We had a big blizzard recently, and we have like a pretty long driveway that's down a hill, and we were trying to shovel it up, but couldn't do it. And our neighbor had this big tractor that he was plowing his with, and he just came over and did ours too. So
oh, that's very nice.
Yeah, it's really awesome. I know if I lived back where I used to in Maryland, there's no way in hell that would have happened. Everyone fends for themselves there.
Mm.
Yeah, I got a buddy in Annapolis, and he tells me some war stories about like his neighbors. Like he lives in like a condo, and the amount of shit, like if he parks on like the wrong parking spot, he basically gets like a written note on his windshields. It's like some so passive aggressive bullshit that it's not even funny, but you just have to laugh at it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I always find people park like really crooked, and I always just want to write notes like "nice parking job, asshole," but I'm just too lazy.
Or
So-
don't have a pen.
Yeah, and so basically, we found that place in the United States that actually does that.
Yeah, I have to park in a garage every day, and there's always this big truck that like needs to park perfectly so anyone can park next to them, but they always do an awful job. So there's like so many spaces that just no one can park in because they just couldn't park normally.
Of course, that's at least 2 or 3, and depending on like the width of said garage, that could be the back spaces as well.
Exactly. It's
Oh.
really
So why are they still parking there?
uh
Like, I mean, like, why? I know you really can't kick him out, but like, can't like the owner of the lot be like, look, buddy, you got to park in a certain way. You're losing. He's basically losing business on all of this.
yeah, I mean it's so laid back here, like they don't care. There's still enough parking. Like there's probably like 6 levels, and if you make it up to the 4th level, it's a busy day.
Mm.
So I mean they're not losing that much business over it because it's right next to the Virginia Tech campus, and
Okay.
yeah, so everyone will just get a parking pass to like park on the campus or something like that.
Yeah, that's not a bad gig. I mean,
Yeah.
there's at least security there, probably patrolling the lots, right?
Yeah, just so they can give you a ticket.
Of course, but we've been there with colleges around here. It sucks.
Yeah, it gets pretty ridiculous sometimes.
I mean, according to some of my friends, if you don't belong to college or if you don't go to that college, if you get a ticket, you basically can just like throw it out and. Not
I've
worry
heard that
about
too.
paying.
Yeah.
But luckily for me, my brother went to the college that I got the ticket at, so they actually sent it to him in his name, and I had to pay for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I guess the car was like at that time like registered under his name. So my friend was like, "Oh, if you get a ticket, you don't have to pay it." I'm like, "Fuck!" They put it in my brother's name. I have to pay it. He was an alumni. But yeah, no, he says that if you don't like go there, you basically don't have to pay it.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I don't know how true it is, but
Yeah, we don't want to tell you to go out and test that theory, but
yeah,
If you want to, go ahead.
I will not. I do know at some colleges you can't graduate if you haven't paid all your.
That's true.
that is true. Yes.
Dude, I have a parking ticket from West Virginia University too.
Really?
Paid, yeah. Because I was like, well, I'm never coming back here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'd be lenient too. Like if you only had one, just be like, "Come on, can you please take it off my record? It was my first one." But
Now, fuck that. Colleges are there to basically screw you over, more or less.
yeah, I guess.
So every little penny they could pinch out of you, they will. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
They never have enough money. It's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah,
This is...
since I graduated, I got calls like 2 months later, like, "Hey, do you want to donate?" I'm like, "Fuck no, I still have loans to pay." Like, I
yeah.
just
Your
so
school
much
was
money.
$100,000.
Yeah.
They called me as soon as I was in grad school to start asking for money. I was like, I'm giving you money for my tuition still.
Yeah.
It's always like the most clueless kids on the campus too. Like doing the phone calls, they're like, "Oh, wait, you don't have a full-time job? You're not making like six figures?" Yeah. It's like, no. And once your dumbass gets out of college in like 2 or 3 years, you're fucked.
Yes, I worked with someone actually who worked at one of those call centers, and they said they're required to get like 3 no's from you before they can even hang up. And I remember hearing this when that person called me. I was like, "Look, I'm gonna save you the trouble. I know you have to hear 3 no's from me, so I'm gonna give them to you right now."
No, and no.
Yeah, no. Like, I'm sorry, I can't help you. They didn't know what to say. They were like, "Oh."
He knows the shtick. Hang up.
Bye, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I was nice about it. I wasn't like a dick because I was like, "Hey, I know it sucks. I know you're a college student just trying to scrape up some cash, but let me save you some time."
Yeah, I mean, you can't. I actually work in a law school, which is technically a branch of a college, and we're starting to do our phone-a-thon. Like we have to come up with, I think it was $700,000. Like right now we're like 690 something. I'm not too sure because I really don't pay attention, but like my call list is about 70 to 100 people, and they all graduated from like 2012 to present. And I know for a fact that in like lawyer terms, like you go to school for 3 years, it's about $150K, and you're not guaranteed like a job afterwards. And I don't know if you guys know anything about being a lawyer, but you basically work as someone's bitch for the first 7 years. And if they don't take you, you have to start over at another firm being another bitch.
Wow.
Damn.
It's mind-blowing.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of sounds like the music industry a little bit.
I know, right?
Yeah. 7 years is basically the breaking point. Like if you can't make it within 7 years, you basically have to
Just
try
quit.
again. Yeah. I don't know. How long have you guys been in a band for?
About 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, we're at about 5, coming up on our 5th year.
Coming up on 5, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have 5th year anniversary beer. I guess I don't know.
Probably multiple beers.
Multiple beers. Well, listen,
we
you.
were doing this for 5 years.
Well, you guys got Warped Tour. You got a good following on Twitter. I mean, you're at least there. I mean, I think John's referring more to like the smaller local bands that are just kind of playing the same old venues for
the
7
same
years.
songs, the same shows for 7 years, where your audience is basically like, all right, do something new, or we're just not going to support your habit.
Yeah. This can be fun though. Everyone knows all your songs word for word.
Yeah.
But the sad part is most of these bands, they don't know the words.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you're stuck with seeing like a weird deathcore band where it's like, you're like, okay, I basically know the growls and the grunts, but I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people just like, I forgot which show we were at, but they like wanted people to do guest vocals, and they're just like, you don't have to know the words, just like scream something. I mean, everyone was down with it. It was a hell of a time. Everyone got really into it.
But is that like a slap in the face to the band's lyricist?
Yeah, but I don't know. There's a lot of bands whose lyrics are just really bad, so I don't even know if they care that much.
That's true.
There's just, I don't know. There's a lot of bands whose lyrics just irk me. I don't think I'm the greatest lyricist in the world, but there are just some people who I just don't see any creativity at all, and it kind of ruins the songs for me sometimes.
No, I don't blame you there. I think a perfect example, and I'm just speaking on me alone, is "Bring Me the Horizon." They had one song on their newest album. I think that was their opening song, and like Ollie was singing about like something. He was saying about how he sold his soul to the devil, but he kept the receipt. I was like, ugh, like I just got like douche chills.
Yeah, hey, at least he went for like a metaphor, you know. Some people like, I went to the store, it was sweet. Like,
Am I the only person that recognizes the same lines that bands just keep using? Like, when I write lyrics, I don't think I would ever think to use the line, "the walls are closing in," but I hear that in every popular rock and metal band. Like, they seem to change it a little bit, but it's like, no, there's no cracks in the walls. The walls aren't closing in. Stop using those lines.
yeah, that's so true.
Actually, I think there's a website. I want to say it was either Lyric Police, or Lyricist Police, where they take like the top 10 words that like hard rock and metal bands use like over and over. And I think "rise" was like the top word.
That's pretty funny. I need to check out that website. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I think Jamie Josta was speaking about it on one interview I heard. I was like, oh my God, I really have to look at it. And I think "Rise" was the top one. And the funniest part was I was going on some random website and I was like, oh, 6 a.m. has a new video for their song "Rise." And I just went, there we go. All right.
There it is. Yeah, and you mentioned Skylit Drive. I think they had a song called "Rise."
Yeah, they did.
Did they have a whole album called "Rise"?
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good album.
Yeah.
That worked, man. It was working.
Disturbed has a song called "Rise."
So everyone has "Rise" in it.
Yeah, but that song is like centered around that. It's like the main word of the chorus.
Well, that's Disturbed. They could basically do what they want. They could do the top 10 of the Lyric Police website, and no one would give a shit.
Yeah, they still make money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest. They at least, I don't think their lyrics are generic. They're
not
different.
at all.
You know,
Dave
one of those
Draymond's
band,
a great lyricist. I can't even fault him. on
even
that,
their
but-
music too. I know that they're not like, you know, all their fans think they're heavy, and everyone that loves to hate them thinks they're not. But I mean, as far as a very popular band, they at least keep their music kind of, you know, unique, even though it sounds, you know, kind of similar from one album to the next.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, I like it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with liking it.
No.
Yeah, there's not anything wrong with liking it.
No.
I try not to have guilty pleasures, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't like that word. If you like the music, you like it. Like,
Exactly.
I mean, I'll listen to stuff on the radio that I'm not the proudest to listen to, but I'll be like, yeah, I like that song. You know what? I like that new Justin Bieber song. I said it. You know?
Interview over. Fuck you guys.
Fuck Justin Bieber.
No, I mean, look, it doesn't matter like what you listen to. If you enjoy it and only you enjoy it, it's fine. Who gives a shit? You know, why live life under someone else's rules? You know, if Dan doesn't like half the music I listen to, like I fucking
hate
love
Drake.
I love Drake. I love Carly Rae Jepsen. She's got some awesome songs. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. While Dan's like making fun of me and calling me certain words that I'm not going to repeat on this podcast. But
yeah. I mean, I think we've covered the Backstreet Boys like 2 or 3 times. I mean, we're all 90s boys. That's our roots right there.
Exactly.
Actually, at every set, I sound check by singing "Lucky" by Britney Spears.
she's so lucky.
I don't think I've ever heard that song.
She's a star, but she cries. Oh my God, I know all the words. What the fuck?
You got it.
It was a popular song. You can't knock it.
It's sad though. A lot of it's lost on the, I guess, younger generation we're playing to now, which we don't even realize because it was our friends, but now they all got kids and jobs and shit. So now we're playing to the kids who were in our position when we started this, and they don't know Britney as well. We actually recently covered a Taking Back Sunday song, and when we play it, there's people, half the room knows it, loves it, half the room's younger and don't know who Taking Back Sunday is, and I can't even really handle it sometimes.
What song? Cute Without the E?
Cute Without the E, yeah.
I mean, it's like an emo kid's anthem. Like, how would you not know that?
Yeah, I feel like there shouldn't be a generational gap with that one, you know?
That and maybe like Sick Transit Gloria by Brand New, Ocean Avenue by Yellow Card.
Exactly.
All the staples.
Yeah, really. I mean, the band that I'm in now that Dan used to be in, we actually covered the Thong Song by Cisco. And believe it or not, like, I'd say it went from the entire crowd knowing it to maybe like one or two people like, oh my God, I remember this song. And everyone else was like, wow, that's a pretty weird song that you created. I'm like, about that.
What just happened? That's wait, is that like online somewhere? I want to listen to that.
Yeah, if you go to youtube.com/toofarlostrock, TOO far FARLOST rock, it should be there.
All right, we'll get into it after this and message you guys how we feel about it.
Yeah, it's odd. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's an odd cover.
Yeah, but it's still pretty good.
Oh, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it's bad. It's my favorite thing to play live because I'm basically screaming random words at people, like words that shouldn't even be said, and it works. Well, it used to work, but
I looked up Too Far Lost, and the thing right above the thong song is trapped trying to start a fight with Too Far Lost.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
we've covered that way too many times on this podcast.
Well, we're going to cover it again.
We'll just cut it out.
Yeah. No, you know what? Fuck it. We'll cover it real quick. We opened up for the band Trapped. As you remember, they had one song, and they still only have one song. Back off. We have one song. Yeah. So, anyways, long story short, the lead singer and the new guitar player came out and got into the bass player of my band's face. And Dan over here had his phone out and recorded the entire thing. And like you would think it wouldn't get picked up that much, but I'm good friends with Andy Bain. He's the lead singer of a band called Danger Kids. And I saw a tweet that he wrote out. He goes, "Fuck Trapped." I'm like, wait. How do you know what the hell just happened? He goes, what happened? I told him what happened. He goes, okay, fuck this. And he went into like this whole tirade against him. And of course, Trapped went back at him. And next thing you know, our names are on Alternative Press. We're on the PRP and a whole bunch of other sites. So we were famous for a day. And it was awesome.
That is sweet. Dude, doesn't that suck though? Like, that's the way you get famous. Some stupid bullshit happens and now everyone knows your name.
No, it just sucks to like a band, Trapped, and then just to see the way the guitar player and the singer act. You're like, these are really people that I looked up to and actually bought their music, and they're pieces of shit,
Yeah, the sick part, I love Trapped. Like, I love their songs, and then like that happened. I'm like, ugh, no, I like, you can't support that. Like, it leaves such a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, that sucks to hear. Like, because, I mean, I've met a few, like, bands I look up to in my time. They've all been pretty cool. I mean, granted, a lot of it's, like, signings and stuff, so you don't get to see the real them.
Yeah.
But I've also heard stories of people just running into musicians at, like, random places, and they're usually all pretty nice.
Yeah.
So it's, you hear the story of the ones that aren't that way.
Yeah, I think I only had maybe two musicians that were just like, I don't want to say dicks. I'd say having a bad day. One of them was one of the lead singers of Set Your Goals. He was the smaller one. I don't remember his name. I'm sorry, but you were a dick to me. And the other one was actually Ace Enders of the Early November.
Oh, I actually heard bad things about him too.
Okay, so all right. So it wasn't just maybe a one and done situation with me.
Yeah, but that's also really disappointing because the early November is probably one of my favorite bands growing up.
Yeah, same. So.
But yeah, I've heard multiple bad stories about him. So
Yeah, I mean, I've also heard like good things about him too, but you know, it's literally just my experience with him. You know, I'm not saying that he's a shitty guy. Maybe he had a bad day, but you're kind of reaffirming things over on your end. But
yeah, likewise.
Yeah. But all right, guys. I think this is a good place to end it off before we start getting into more trouble, and you end up not signed, and we end up losing our podcast by talking a bunch of shit. So, you guys are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's Pyro Ohio, which is one hell of a name. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's PYROOHIO. And yeah, you have new music out. It's up on like iTunes and other places, right?
Yep. Spotify, iTunes, I believe Amazon, everywhere.
Google
much.
Play, everywhere you don't buy music.
I'll try to rip off as much as possible.
Yep. And the worst part about it, like I don't want to go into another spiel, but you know, for people listening, if you want to support these bands, you know, buy merch, come out to shows, you paying like $10 for an album on iTunes, bands, if they're lucky, see about maybe like $2 or $3 out of that. So imagine if it's like a 99-cent single, we literally see about maybe, I don't know, 20, 30 cents. So don't be a dick. Go out and support these guys if you really truly enjoy what they do. And you guys have Warped Tour in Charlotte. What day was that on?
July 5th.
July 5th. All right. One day after 4th of July. So most of you should be off. Like from school. I'm not. Yeah, well, obviously they're off from school. Off from work. If not, take off. Take a nice extended weekend. Get there early for Warped. They're on the main stage. I'm sure you're going to be the first one on there. Although that would be pretty funny if a band like Yellow Card opens for you and you end up playing at like 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. I don't know what I saw like Newfound Glory is sponsoring it, so I wonder if we play sometime around them, which would absolutely make me fanboy all over the place. But yeah, I don't know. We're interested to see how it works out.
Yeah, definitely let me know. I'm a huge Newfound Glory fan. Met them a few times. Very nice people, very genuine and down to earth. Just wanted to throw that out there. But all right, guys, I think that covers anything. Anything else you'd like to plug?
No, but I mean, thanks for having us on. This was really fun, just shooting the shit with you guys. Most things we do like this is just kind of question and answer, but this is cool. Thanks. We definitely love to do it again sometime.
No problem. That's what we like to do. We don't want to keep it, ABC. We kind of want to go off and
it's like, all right, what's your band name? Okay, we got that down. All right, where are you guys from? Okay, how'd you get your band name? Okay, how'd you guys start? All right, what music you guys listen to? All right, done with the interview. I mean, like, we literally started off talking about Taco Bell, and then we turned into talking shit about bands. But that's what we do here. So
what we talk about every
that
time.
sounds like a normal like show or something.
Mm.
Yeah.
Starts to talk about and gets bitter.
A few beers in there.
hell yeah. If you guys ever come up to New Jersey or New York City, let us know. We'll definitely come out and support you guys.
That'd be awesome. Thanks, guys.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, Pyro Ohio. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, guys. You have a good one.
See ya.